Well, hey there, lady. How you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special episode of the Midnight Special Podcast. This is the E3 2017 edition, episode 12. That's right. It is June 14th, Wednesday, and every big console developing company has gone. When I say console developing, I mean Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have all had their E3 conferences, and boy, let's talk about them. Before we get into that, just want to say again, this is a mini podcast. By mini, I mean Ryan is not here because Ryan has a crazy life, and Michael is moving in the middle of a move, and everything should return to normal, hopefully next week. Until then, you just have to deal with your old buddy Jonny. But anyway, let's move on. E3 2017, man. How the hell has it gone? How do you guys think it's gone? We got Microsoft coming out and telling us about the Xbox Scorpio, or as it's known now, the Xbox One X. It cost $500. We'll get into what I think about that. They had a pretty desperate showing for games. We'll get into that. Not bad at all. Don't let the word desperate fool you when I say desperate. I'll get into it. Sony had a pretty safe conference. They didn't really show much we didn't know about other than God, what did they show? Oh, yeah, they showed a remaster. No, not a remaster. I'm sorry, a remake. A remake of Shadow of the Colossus, which is probably in the top 25 games ever made, easily. But yeah. What else? Nintendo came out and announced they were working on some stuff. Oh, Nintendo pulling that same old shit. Gonna get you excited for nothing that doesn't fucking exist yet. That's not true. We'll get into them as well. They had a good conference too. The majority of the people that I see that are big Nintendo people and not really big Nintendo people seem to think that they had the best conference, which I find kind of interesting. And maybe it's just because people have such a low bar for Nintendo, but we'll get into that. Hold on a sec. I'm going to drink my WWII tea. Have you ever had WWII tea before? I kind of just stumbled onto it. This is not an ad. I kind of just stumbled onto it last week, but it tastes really good. I think I'm kind of addicted to them. They're not that bad for you. At least, yeah, they don't look that bad. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of WWII tea information. So let's talk about it. Microsoft 2017 E3 conference had to bring the show down, man. Had to put the balls on the table and say, here we go. This is what we got. And did they do that with their console? Yes. The Xbox One X, or as it was formerly known, the Xbox Scorpio, looks and sounds incredible. Again, we all know the specs. We've been hearing about the specs for probably a year now. 6 teraflops. It is liquid cooled, I believe, or vapor cooled, or something like that. I don't know anything about computers, but it sounded cool. 4K gaming, real 4K gaming, as they say. We'll see. What else do we got? They're gonna try to do 4K 60 frames per second for most games, but at that conference I think they only said one game was running at that speed, and that was Forza Motorsport 7, which I called in the last podcast. I said, I guarantee you Microsoft's gonna walk out on stage and say, here's the Xbox Scorpio or the Xbox One X. Here's Forza 7 running at 4K, 60 frames per second. Also, by the way, this thing cost $500. All right, bye. Sorry, I'm sick. And that's exactly what they did. Now, it looked... Okay, hold on. Let me back up. I don't have a 4K monitor, which is what I watched their conference on. But I did get home and rewatch their conference on my 4K TV. And Forza looks legit, guys. I'm a big Forza guy. I love Forzas. But here's the deal. Here's the problem with Forza Motorsport, a traditional Forza game. It's that most people like Forza Horizon the series more than the traditional Forza game. Because the traditional Forza game, and I'm a big Forza guy, like I just said, it can get a bit monotonous after a while. I mean, that's probably a 100+ hour game, and you're racing the same tracks or different variations of the same track many times. So, not a bad thing that they're coming out of the gate. And the first shot they fire is a Forza Motorsports 4K 60 frames per second game. But, I just don't think that's something that many people are really attracted to. I mean, I am, but that's, like I just said, that's just me. I'm a Forza person. I think many people expected them to come out of the gate with a game like Halo or like a revival of an old series, and they didn't. But at the very beginning of the conference, they said, I think they said we have 42 games to showcase here, 42 new games to showcase. And let's see, what did they announce next? Oh, then they showed Metro, right? The new Metro game, which if you've never played a Metro game, they're awesome. They're kind of like they get the same amount of love that a game like Wolfenstein does. Incredible games, but very few people buy them for some reason. I don't know why. But it's the same. It's sort of in the same vein that it's very niche. I never know how to properly say that word. There's a very cult following to those games. They're not purchased ravenously or rabidly like a game like Call of Duty or Battlefield. But yeah, Metro Exodus, they showed that off, and it looked incredible. Watching that demo in 4K, that was the one that really made me go, holy shit. This looks incredible. This looks absolutely incredible. Only to come to find out that perhaps that Metro demo wasn't true gameplay. It's it says in-engine footage if you go back and watch it. So what does that mean? Does that mean that's how the game is going to look and run? God, I hope so, because I'll be buying that for sure. Now, will I be playing it on the Scorpio or the Pro? I don't know. I'll tell you what I think at the end of this podcast. This section of the podcast about that topic. So after Metro, they kind of bounced into some indie games, and they were flying through some indie games, hot and fast, and they all look good. They all look great. There was the sequel to, well, I don't even know if this is an indie technically, but it is definitely a platformer. The sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. If you haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest, go buy it. If it costs $20, that's what I paid for. If that's the full price, even though it's like a 2-year-old game, I believe, go buy it. It's seriously it's a fantastic game. Anyway, they're making a sequel to that. It looks like a tearjerker, just like the first one is. The first one is one of the only games to make me weep. Actually, sit there and fight the tears. Oh, Ori, you're making me cry. But I'm not sure if Ori came before or after what I'm about to say. And then they showed this game called The Last Night, which basically looked like It had the same kind of graphical style as something like... man, I can't think. I can't think of the name of that game. The game I love! Oh, what was that game that I had last year? Oh, Hyperlight Drifter. Golly, man, I'm sorry. I had a brain fart there. Same sort of art style as Hyperlight Drifter, but more neon. And it looks like Blade Runner, and man, it looks so cool. It looks so cool. I cannot wait to play that game. That's probably my top 5 of games I'm excited about. Speaking of top 5 games that I'm excited about, a little game got announced called Dragon Ball FighterZ. Or Dragon Ball Z Fighter. I don't think anybody really knows how to say it. Man, holy crap. Big Dragon Ball Z fan here. They really, really tugged the old nostalgia thread there and unwound this ball of yarn, because that game looks so good. And unlike the, what are the new ones called? Budokai, right? Where it's kind of like 3D fighting, I guess you'd say. It's 2D like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. It just looks so good. It looks like they ripped the fights. Looks like they ripped the gameplay and the animations out of the anime. It looks that good. So excited to see Dragon Ball Z finally get a 2D fighter game. It looks incredible. I can't wait to play it. Then they showed Sea of Thieves. Now, a lot of people say they are excited about Sea of Thieves. I don't know. It's not. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure I'll buy it, just like I bought Quantum Break and play it for 3 days, beat it, and be like, well, that was good, and then bin it or trade it in for something else. It sucks that that's the way that game's gonna. That's how that game's life is going to. That's how it's gonna go, but. It just is, man. It's got Quantum Break written all over it. It's a cool idea, but I just don't think it's got the staying power that is kind of touted as having. So, if you are excited about that, though, awesome. More power to you. I hope that game gets the love and the attention and the community that it deserves. But we'll see. And then after that, keeping with their confusing theme of exclusive, console exclusive, world premiere, all that jargon crap that they put up before each video, Xbox comes out, and they're like, we've got this game, the one I saw, Phil Spencer said, there's this game I saw, it blew me away, here it is. And it's this little game developed by BioWare and EA called Anthem. I'm sure you've heard about it by now. And it looks like... What could you say that it looks like? It looks like Iron Man, Avatar, Destiny, Fern Gully. It looks like all of these crazy things and Horizon all blended together, and out popped this insanely just mech suit wearing, jungle exploring, water exploration game. I really, and it's got monsters in it. I really don't know what it is. I don't know what the hell it is at all, but it looks so cool. I can't wait to play it. That game, I don't know if that was actually true gameplay footage, just like the Metro game. We'll see, but man, it looked good. It's just one of those games that you watch and you kind of get like that. Like your eyes glass over, but in a good way, when your mouth hangs open because you've never seen anything like it and you're imagining playing it with your friends. It's that type of thing. And I think everybody watched. I can't talk. Everybody walked out of that conference going, "That is one hell of a Xbox exclusive right there." I can't believe BioWare is making an exclusive for Microsoft and Xbox One. And as it turned out, they're not. Anthem's going to be on PS4, PS4 Pro, and PC. As a matter of fact, all of the Xbox One games, I believe, are going to be playable on PC. And it kind of just went in with the theme that Microsoft has kind of wrapped themselves with for the past year. Like, you can ask Mikey, the other guy on this podcast, the other guy on this channel. He bought, excuse me, he bought an Xbox One S because the cover, like the box art for the Xbox One S says like plays 4K or something like that. And that's kind of how they advertise the Xbox One S as well, where unless you know really what it is, in passing you see it and you're like, holy shit, a 4K console, and it's only $250. I'll have a bit of that. I don't know. That was kind of tricky. And the whole thing before each game reveal, where it said world premiere or console exclusive or Xbox exclusive, it's either an exclusive or it's not. It's either coming to your console only or it's coming to everybody eventually. It's just I don't know. I don't understand the whole fervor for exclusives either. Like, if you can afford it, you should just go ahead and get all of the consoles available. If you can't, I totally get it. You got to pick a console that gets the best games. And I think right now it would be the PS4. But if you think it's Xbox, then go buy an Xbox. Whatever. Do your thing. I don't care, girl. So, would I buy an Xbox One X? Formerly known as the Xbox One Scorpio. On launch day, no. Not a chance. There's nothing there at all. They have no exclusives other than Forza and Sea of Thieves. And Sea of Thieves isn't even coming out the day that Xbox Scorpio comes out. So, I'm sorry, Xbox One. It's going to take me forever to get that right. I just don't, I don't know. $500, it's $100 above the PS4 Pro, I believe. And here's the real kicker, man. You can get an Xbox One S on Amazon for $200, which is what I would suggest anybody does. I don't have an Xbox One S yet. I have an Xbox Day One edition, and I was holding out thinking I'll get the Scorpio, but I'll be perfectly honest with you. Even after watching that 4K video, it doesn't look that much better than the PS4 Pro. And I'm not trying to start a flame fanboy war here. I'm just stating how I observed it. It doesn't look that much better, and I would say there's not a $300 difference between the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. Which, those good luck, parents, understanding your kid when he says, I want an Xbox One X. Xbox One S? No, Xbox One X. Good luck with that. That was a terrible marketing decision on their part. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think I'm ready to buy it day one. Now, down the line, maybe when it gets a price drop, hell yeah. Like, I want one. I just don't want one immediately. And I said the same thing about the PS4 Pro, and I got that, probably a day or two after it came out. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I think that's probably what the majority of people will do. Right now, I think Xbox and Microsoft are banking on pulling the Sony crowd back over to Xbox, and they didn't do it, man. They didn't do it at all. They want people like me who left the Xbox 360 generation and went over to PS4 to be like, oh, that's enticing, and to go back over to their side. But they just really have had a bad console generation for this gen. It's just not been good for them at all. So I really hoped Xbox One X could pull it out for them. They could pull this out of the bag and pull a rabbit out of the bag and be like, hey, we're good, come on back. But I just don't know. I just don't know if they can. It's a very unsure time for Microsoft right now. And, I don't know if they can build back up the momentum to catch Sony and to catch Nintendo. I just don't know if that's possible. And I say that with love. Just don't know, man. And I am worried about them. I think Phil Spencer's taking them in the right direction, but I think that every game we have on Xbox One is also available on PC. I think that was a great consumer move. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. But I don't know if it was a good marketing move or a good business move. How about that? And I really don't care about the backwards compatibility stuff. I have all my old consoles, so, whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. So, I would give their conference probably a C+. No, we're not going to do pluses or minuses. We're just going to do A, B, C, or D, or F. I'm going to give them a C. It was not bad at all. It was just kind of like, they came. They showed up. They had some cool announcements, but that price point on that Xbox One X just makes me sad. Anyway, let's go to Sony. Sony's E3 2017 press conference. What all did they announce? They started off with the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Here's the thing. Is that a whole new game? Is that a whole new Uncharted game, or is that DLC? Because it looked like a whole new game. It looks great. I'm up for it, New Uncharted? Sure. Bring it on. But the theme that I'm going to get to for Sony's E3 conference is that I already knew about Lost Legacy. I had already seen a trailer for it. The thrill of it was gone. The thrill was gone of the excitement. Oh, this is something new. It wasn't really there. Then they announced the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC, which everybody knew was coming. It looks great, as always. Not the DLC I wanted. I really hoped that they were going to do the Rost story where he becomes a Death Seeker, which, if you haven't, I don't mean to spoil it, but if you haven't played the game, yeah, there's a whole side quest where they explain that Rost becomes a Death Seeker for a certain reason before he met Aloy. So you should definitely play that mission or look up that story if you don't know what I'm talking about. But that would have been an incredible DLC, I think. And there's still a chance they could do it, so we'll see. But that was a rumor for a while. So what they gave us was, it looked like a new part of the map was going to be opening up, and a continuation of the story. It was post story, in-game stuff. So that all sounds fine to me. But again, didn't really thrill me. Then they dropped a Sony Ben Days Gone trailer on us. It looks awesome. I can't wait to play that game. It looks like Last of Us with motorcycles. It looks like Last of Us and Horizon with motorcycles. But yeah, looks cool. Can't wait to play it. Again, though, I've already seen that trailer. Or not that trailer, but I've already seen that game. This will be the second year I've seen it. But I can't wait to play it. And then they announced, Monster Hunter. We got Monster Hunter. I don't think it's an exclusive. I think it will come out on every console generation, every console available. I believe they said that's 2018. As far as I know, I think the only game that I've talked about so far that they said would come out in 2017 is the Uncharted game, which comes out in August 22nd. There are my notes. Let me grab another drink of my Bai tea. Again, it's not an ad. I just like their product. Man, it's so tasty. Yeah. And no date on Days Gone. Still just kind of floating out there, waiting and wondering when that game's going to come out. So yeah, back to Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter's coming out 2018. I've played Monster Hunter on the Wii U. I think I played Monster Hunter on the Wii U. Super difficult, but I liked it. So will I get that on PS4? Maybe. If it comes to the Switch, I'm definitely getting it on the Switch. And then they find it to have a little oh shit moment like they do every year. But usually, for the past 2 years, the whole conference has just been like an oh shit. It's been an oh shit conference instead of a oh shit reveal. They announced they are redoing Shadow of the Colossus and not remastering it. No. It's being remade. And they're saying that that's for PS4. I guarantee you that game's going to be on PlayStation 5. There's no way this game's coming in 2018 on PS4. No way. But if it does, hey, that's great. But yeah, Who's developing? I forget who's developing that. Oh yeah, Blue Point. Yeah, Blue Point. Take your time with that. Just make that game as majestic and fucking awesome as possible. I don't care if it comes out in 2020. Just take your time. That game. Backstory. I never had a PS2 until I got into college, right? The PS2 was out for what? 10 years, right? Before the PS3 came out. Never owned a PS2 during that era of consoles, that console generation. But I remember going to Best Buy after seeing the trailer for Shadow of the Colossus, the original PS2 game, and buying that game and just waiting for a chance to borrow one of my friend's PS2s just to play that game. And I did. I got to borrow my friend's PS2 and beat it, and it's an amazing game. And then I bought it again when it came out on PS3 and played it there. It's a great game. One of the best games ever made. But can't wait for that. They said it's coming in 2018. I'll believe it when I see it. Then they showed a very Battlefield 1-esque Call of Duty World War II trailer. I don't know. If you're excited about Call of Duty, good for you. But it looked cool. Like, you know, here's the deal. I buy Call of Duty every year, play the campaign, play a little bit of multiplayer, a little bit of zombies, and then I get the fuck out of there. I sell it and go get whatever the hell else I want, whatever just came out. Then they had like a litany of PSVR reveals, like a rock and roll metal Final Fantasy fishing game. I don't care about that. I don't have a PSVR. Maybe one day I'll get one, but right now it costs way too much money, and there's just no games for it other than whatever that horror game is with Hayden Panettiere. Other than that, I don't know. I can't think of the name of that game. Someone remind me in the comments. And then, you know, they showed the probably my one. If it's not my first trailer, it's my second favorite trailer of the conference. Man, that God of War trailer. Ooh, boy. The new God of War game looks amazing. I can't tell you how excited I am for that. Like just like a new, raw, uncut way of doing God of War and Kratos' story. I can't wait to play it. I want to play it so bad, but coming out early 2018, it looks amazing. Go watch the 4K trailer if you got a 4K monitor or TV. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let me get another drink real quick. Ooh, girl. You taste so good. What else did they show? Oh, yeah, then they showed Detroit. It looks amazing. That's another game Sony's just kind of holding pretty close to the vest in terms of when it's coming out. I mean, at this point, we've seen 3 different stories, right? 3 different stories that are wrapped up in this David Cage game, which I actually like all the David Cage games. I love Heavy Rain, and I really like... God, what is... I'm having a lot of brain farts tonight. What is the name of that game with Ellen Page? Beyond Two Souls. I like that game, too. I like all of his games. So... that looked great. But again, no release date on that. Hopefully 2018, but we'll see. And then they came out, and Sean Layden was like, yeah, it's been an hour. And I was like, oh, what? It's been an hour already? Which I guess kind of shows how good their press conference was. It really only dragged in the VR area, and I bet we were only in that section of their conference for probably 8 minutes. So it comes out and says, thank you for coming. I love the way they do their press conferences. Just very little talking. They just, boom, 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 move through with gameplay trailers or gameplay or announcements. It says, and here's a true exclusive only to PlayStation, which was definitely a slap in the face for Microsoft. Just like, take this. This is what an exclusive is, you idiots. Just say it's an exclusive. It's either come to your console and no one else, or it's coming to your console and some other people. I don't know. But Laid it on pretty thick there. Good little gut punch from Microsoft. And out comes what everybody knew, the worst kept secret in the world. A new Spider-Man trailer. Ooh. And man, that Spider-Man game looks so good. It's a blatant copy of Arkham, or the Arkham Batman games, but hey, I think everyone agrees that it looks like that is okay. Because this game looks so good. It looks so fluid, and it's like stealth, action, a few QTEs. Like this was kind of like there were a few games that had QTEs in them, and I don't care about QTEs that are necessary. Like cinematic QTEs, fine, no problem with them. An overabundance of them, we'll see. I don't know, but really don't care that much about QuickTime events. It's no big deal to me, as long as it's not just like, baked in and it's everywhere in a game. But yeah, Spider-Man looked awesome. There's a little Miles Morales tease at the end. God only knows what the hell that means. But yeah, they also showed Destiny 2 trailer. It's the same deal as the first Destiny. We're getting new, like they'll get exclusive exotics, exclusive armor, strike, and some PvP maps. That's cool. You know how I feel about Destiny. Flawed, but I love it. So we'll see. I'll probably still play it on Xbox because I like their controller better, and the competition's better over there. No offense to you PS4 Destiny players. I just think it's a lot harder over on Xbox. They also did a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite trailer. Everybody's hyped as shit for that. I don't know when that's coming out. I assume 2018. I don't know if they've actually announced that yet, have they? Oh, it's coming out September 19th. Whoa, forgot about that. Okay, well, there you go. And that was about it, man. That was just about it. Pretty safe conference. No PS5 announced like some people were saying. No Sucker Punch new IP or new Infamous game announcement. So I'll give them a B. It was a solid conference. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just it didn't have the same, we'll say penetrating punch as the last several years. Sony has come out the last several years and just beat the shit out of everybody. Sorry, I was getting another drink. Let's go to Nintendo. Let's go to Nintendo's little E3, little treehouse conference, or I think is what they called it. So, let's get down to it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Oh, baby, it's coming. And somehow, some way, it's coming in 2017. I don't know how. I'll believe it when I see it, but that's awesome. The Switch desperately needs some games. Some like heavy, meaty RPG style games. Because right now, because it's taking me so long to beat Persona, I'm kind of just now getting into Breath of the Wild, and my God, that game is amazing. But they need more of that. More like carry your Switch around with you, whip it out and play like an hour of your RPG and put it back up and worry about it when you get home type of game. And I think that's what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be. It looks great. If it's anything like the other Xenoblade Chronicle or whatever the game was on Wii U, I played that for a little bit. It was awesome, but my God, is that a busy world? That's a busy game. So that's coming out holiday 2017. Then they surprised everybody and announced, hey, by the way, we've got a Kirby platformer game. It's a 4-player game, and it looks amazing. I love Kirby. One of the first games I ever played when I was a kid was my brother had a copy on his Game Boy of Kirby Dream Land. And I think he and I played that game extensively and excruciatingly until we beat it. But yeah, the new Kirby platformer looks sick. And I thought they said it was coming out this fall, but it's not. It's 2018. And then some Nintendo, I can't remember the name of the new Nintendo guy, came out and was like, hey, don't forget about Pokken Tournament that's coming out for Switch. Which I'm going to buy that. I can't wait to play that. And they said, oh, by the way, Ishihara from Game Freaks here, or the Pokemon Company, and he wants to give you some news. And everybody's like, oh shit. He gonna do it. They gonna do it. They're gonna press the button, and they did. Well, sorta. How about this? They opened the box that holds the button. They let you know the box is open, and we're gonna press the button, but we're not gonna do it yet. But it's open. They're doing a Pokemon Switch game, people. Like, they're doing a legit core RPG. Those are his words. Pokemon Switch game. Now, does that mean it's going to have the same graphics as something like Pokemon Sun and Moon? I don't know. I hope not. I hope they do it up like where it has sort of like graphics like Xenoblade Chronicles. And my God, I'm just like, it sucks that I'm probably going to be 31 when this game comes out, but I don't care. I'll play Pokemon as a 30-year-old. I'll do it. I don't give a damn. I saw 40-year-olds playing Pokemon Go last summer, so I don't give a shit. That's awesome. But again, no trailer, just announcement that, hey, we're developing this. Sort of like what they did at their Switch conference in January. Like, we're working on some stuff. Here's a title screen. Which, speaking of title screens, is exactly what they did when they announced Metroid Prime 4. It's coming out. They're developing it. I don't think Retro's making it, but yeah, Metroid Prime 4, it's happening. Again, just a title screen, so I don't know. We'll see. Oh shoot. I'm reading a little update right here. Retro is not making the game. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be great. Then they said, oh, yeah, by the way, there's also a Yoshi platformer. I'm not sure. Is it just called Yoshi Switch or just Yoshi? It looks like Woolly World mixed with Paper Mario. I don't know if you ever played Yoshi's Woolly World. Fun little game. You know, just average fun little game. But that's coming to Switch in 2018. I'm sure I'll buy that. I buy just about everything Nintendo puts out. Because it's, that's solid plated gold. Just about everything they put out. And you can call me a fanboy, and that's fine. But most of their games are awesome. Then we got some Breath of the Wild DLC announcements. God, I can't talk. Which they basically detailed absolutely nothing at all. They just said, yeah, there's DLC coming. There's going to be a new... what did they say? So there's the one called the Champions Ballad, where they literally just showed all the champions, all the guardians, or whatever they're called. And then the other one was... I don't remember exactly what it was. But it was like, it opened up a new shrine. So it was like the Master Sword shrine, where I think you can like hone your Master Sword to where it doesn't break. So that's cool. I'm not far enough in Breath of the Wild to worry about that yet, but I look forward to it. And they said in a brilliant display of we'll say brilliance, a brilliant display of brilliance. Rocket League coming to the Switch. Super hyped about it, and I think it could potentially have cross-play. Maybe, we'll see. That's coming in 2017. Can't wait. Rocket League, fantastic game. Then they closed on Super Mario Odyssey, which looks incredible. It looks super weird. I don't know what to think about it. I really don't. But like, not in a bad way. Like, I don't know how to wrap my head around exactly what that game is. You can be a Goomba, you can be a human, you can be a dinosaur, and that's all by like throwing Mario's hat at something. You go watch the trailer. It looks awesome. That's coming out October 27th. It's going to be a pretty good fall, but it's going to be a really, 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 really good game for a really, really good game year for 2018. 2018 looks amazing. So, and that's kind of how things worked out this year, where all the badass games showed up in the spring of 2017. So maybe that's what will happen again. We definitely know that's when God of War is coming out, so we'll see. They also announced a Metroid game coming to 3DS, which looks pretty sweet. So that wasn't really part of their conference or their treehouse, but still. If you haven't watched that Metroid game coming to 3DS, it looks like a reimagining of Super Metroid. So that's cool. If I still had a 3DS, I would probably get that, but I got rid of it to get the Switch. So anyway, that's about it. Pretty solid showing from Nintendo, but all in all, didn't really. They showed us Kirby, they showed us Yoshi, they showed us a new Xenoblade Chronicles trailer and said it will be out some the F how in holiday 2017. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm gonna give them a B as well. So for me, Sony and Nintendo neck and neck for who wins E3. I think if you pushed me on it, I'd probably give it to Nintendo because I expected absolutely nothing from them, and they sort of delivered in terms of announcements. That's the thing. See, they didn't really show me anything about those announcements. They just did what they did at their little January expo thing for the Switch. That said, "Oh yeah, we're working on these things, but we don't have anything to show for them yet." Wasn't nearly as bad as that, but still. Not a bad E3 at all. Also want to throw a little love to Ubisoft, Far Cry 5, and Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil. That's not what that game's called. God dang it, why can I not think? Why can I not think what that game is called? Hold on. Let's get the Google in. It is called Beyond Good and Evil 2. Okay. God, I'm dumb sometimes. Far Cry 5, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Man, those games look fucking sick. And if I had to include Ubisoft into the rankings, I might give them first place. I might even give them an A. But, yeah, I would say if you push me on it, Nintendo probably just barely pulled out the E3 this year. But that's my little review on it. Obviously, next week I'll get Ryan and Mikey's thoughts on E3 2017. But until then, thank you for listening. I'm sorry I sound disgusting and nasally. I'm sick. Best of luck again next week. Midnight Special gets back down to business and we start putting out videos. And everybody comes back for the podcast. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait for you to see it. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me. Boring old me. So, like this video, share this video, and comment underneath. And if you haven't subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Subscribe. Again, I'm Jonny. This was the Midnight Special Podcast. Thank you for listening. I love you.